A few topics to discuss today. Firstly, NFL, National Football League, American football held their season finale this past Sunday at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Great to see that place start to stagger back onto its feet after Hurricane Katrina. So devastated by that area. Such a tragic sight to see as well. Fantastic the city is starting to try and get back to normal, especially after even still trying to do that after this length of time. But anyway, the Super Bowl, it was between two rival brother managers because the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers are managed by Jim Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens are managed by John Harbaugh. Of course, the parents and some family members were there. I'm sure proud of both of them for getting their teams into the Super Bowl. Baltimore Ravens certainly absolutely dominated the first half. They ended with 21 points to 6 total at half time. They had some great interceptions, some lucky decisions went their way, and I did say, you can go back and check it if you want, on my video, A Huge Week in Sports, which was filmed a couple of weeks ago, the day before the NFC and AFC Championship games, which is the semi-final of NFL, that I thought if Baltimore Ravens got into the Super Bowl, they would win it, and I was right. They ended up running out the winners. Although San Francisco put up a heck of a fight in the second half, they won it 34 points to 31. Baltimore Ravens won the Vince Lombardi Trophy, the trophy for winning the NFL Championship. It was a fantastic second half fight back by the San Francisco 49ers. Wasn't helped by the very first play of the second half. That was a 109 punt kick return by Jacoby Jones of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, what I want to talk about that is for the kickoff in American football. One side, the San Francisco 49ers kicked it right down the length of the field to the Baltimore Ravens, Jacoby Jones caught it in their end zone, which is kind of like their goal area. You've got to get to that area of the pitch, is like at the end. There's an end 10 yards on both sides of the pitches. If you get past the line with the ball, or just push the ball past the line, you score 6 points. 7 when you convert it, because 99%, unless like in Ace Ventura, you don't kick it right, the 99.9% you get the conversion point as well. But Jacoby Jones caught the ball in the end zone and returned it for 109 yards. Ran 109 yards right down the length of the field into the 49ers end zone for a touchdown. Fantastic. It was just unbelievable the way he just managed to run through everybody. He literally goes through. It's like almost like the seam of a zip going right through it. It's just unbelievable. It's fantastic. It's just unbelievable. Fantastic, really. It's probably on YouTube, I'm sure. But American football fans who want to watch it, it's somewhere on YouTube, I'm sure, by now. Brilliant. Anyway, it was a good game, as I said. San Francisco fought back in the end, but it wasn't quite enough. It was good. I have to also mention in passing the halftime show. Now, I did say to a few people that because the featured artist on this year's halftime show was Beyonce Knowles. Now, I did say again that I wouldn't be surprised that that Destiny's Child is shown on this halftime show. And what happens? Kelly Rowlands and Michelle Williams appear halfway through the halftime show to supposedly reunite Destiny's Child, huge R&B group, sold millions upon millions of albums and songs around the world. They've made a few appearances since their last lot of songs were released, but that was all in the US, a few, of course, charity appearances and so forth. They haven't really done anything at all, I don't think, here in the UK. So this was a supposedly reuniting of them, and apparently it's led to a massive boost to their sales, which of course is a publicity which any artist wants when they're doing things like the halftime show for the Super Bowl. But as I said, overall it was a good game. Yet to sit down and watch again fully. I will do hopefully this weekend. It was a good show. Congratulations Baltimore Ravens, and to especially Ray Lewis, the retiring Baltimore Ravens star player, who walks away with his second Super Bowl ring on his finger. I had to be honest, like I said in that video, their luck this year has been absolutely unbelievable. the amount of comeback victories they've had, the amount of times their luck has just been just outrageous luck this year. But I suppose sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Next topic, very quickly, Bruno Sammartino. For many years, WWE has tried to get him into the WWE Hall of Fame. He's the longest reigning WWE champion, held the championship for almost 8 years in one go. That's one reign, almost 8 years. Single reign, not consecutive days, not in total, a single reign of 8 years. You think Punk held it a long time, 434 days? That's quite a little bit longer than Punk's reign, almost 8 years. Bruno Sammartino is 77. It's great to see him finally accept. As I said, it's been many years that the WWE has tried to get him into the Hall of Fame. For various personal reasons, he hasn't wanted to go in. This has been the result of a long and very polite, I would say, kind of. Well, it's difficult to quite know what the negotiations went on, but certainly a long period of negotiations by Triple H with Bruno Sammartino and representatives of to have him finally accept into the WWE Hall of Fame. Certainly well deserving of his place in the WWE Hall of Fame. He joins the so far announced Trish Stratus, who was announced last week, Bob Backlund, and the next topic, Mick Foley. Mick Foley is going to the WWE Hall of Fame 2013. I'm glad to see it because he's always been one of my personal favourites. Said it before, say it again. Saw him in WCW, like some matches against Vader, Sting, Beach Blast 92 again. One of my favourites still. I've said it many times. It's still one of my favourite matches. I watched it again just a couple of weeks ago. It's a great match between two great talents. Who knew that many years later they would again face off for a World Heavyweight Championship? Of course, in TNA and at the Lockdown pay-per-view. This time the result would be different, with Mick Foley actually taking the title from Sting. And staying with Mick Foley is unfortunate news. Not too bad, thankfully. I'll say this one. Thankfully, hopefully not too bad news. But Mick Foley is currently on a tour of Australia, doing his stand-up comedy tour, and according to reports from the people, from journalists and people who have been in the audience of the show, he has unfortunately been told by a neurologist who specialises in the brain and brain functions that unfortunately he will never be able to wrestle again. Now, this is of course sad news. As I said, being a Mick Foley fan, you watched him growing up from WWE through ECW, and of course the WWE and WWF Attitude Era. It's sad news. Hopefully, he's been semi-retired for many years now. He's king of the death matches. I've got the legendary death match tournament on DVD. It's unbelievable. It's the stuff that Mick Foley put his body through. It's no surprise really that it was about just a couple of years older than I am now that he decided that his body was actually quitting on him. Hopefully quitting now will hopefully guarantee his good health for several years to come. I would hate to see Mick Foley turn into one of these tragedy stories where he becomes like a vegetable. That would be horrific for myself and many of us other fans personally. You may remember that Mick Foley was originally supposed to wrestle at Survivor Series 2012. He was supposed to be leading a team at the Survivor Series, and for some strange reason which was never explained, he suddenly became an enforcer with his or a team leader rather than a competitor. Apparently, according to Mr. Foley, this is what happened. OCW probably insisted he go for a medical exam to clear him to wrestle, for insurance wise, and this obviously must have happened then. I don't know the full details exactly yet. These are only the reports I'm getting. A couple of websites have actually said it, so not just one or two websites, but a few websites have said it, that apparently reports from people in the audience, like I said, wrestling journalists in Australia, and wrestling fans have said that apparently that's what happened. A neurologist, a well-known neurologist apparently, a really specialist, said that he couldn't wrestle again, which is again sad. I'd still, of course, love to meet him one day. Mick Foley, the man, that said he's been in semi-retirement for many years, and I wish him good luck and good health, because I wouldn't want to see him become another one of these tragedy stories. I'm sure he won't. He's got his head screwed on. He knew when it was time to call it a day, and recognised that, and now said, hopefully, that his lighter schedule over the last almost 13 years now has helped him and will help him in the future retain his health as best he could. I know he's always been a big man, about 287 pound, and who most of that time has been genuine. That may, I mean, okay, he may stop working out, he may lose some weight. I don't know, but yeah, here's me talking. But anyway, uh, great to hear that. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, and hopefully they just didn't want him to take the risk again. But like I said, fantastic news. Bruno Sammartino in the WWE Hall of Fame. As I said, well deserved. Hopefully Mick Foley will be okay. I'm sure he will be. And congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens for winning Super Bowl 47. And I'm sure there'll be many celebrations still going on in Baltimore. I'm sure the team are back by now, holding parades and holding events in the city of Baltimore. There was several suggestions of various events being held. I know a couple of them were cancelled due to different things, but I'm sure there'll be massive citywide celebrations for the rest of this week. Just a few topics. Some stuff and news kind of going on, but I'll break them more to you as I get them. And a final note, um, if anybody's expected me to announce the names for Scottish Wrestling Entertainment's Hell for Like Return, the WWE Legends and former Florida Championship Wrestling uh, member that's supposed to be coming over to Scotland in August for their show on August 24th. Apologies, due to this extreme weather, the event has been postponed. It will now take place on the 16th of February. It looks like they may announce the names and more details regarding the show, but keep it. But no, obviously, due to the conditions were in Scotland, especially in Dundee and the surrounding area, for really extreme snow, so it's really out of their control. But as soon as I get the news of who the legends are, because I know I had last year several people make comments or say, alright, I'm buying ticket. A couple of people at least saying, okay, these are the guys coming over, I'm buying tickets, and I know a couple of people did go to the event. And I did say once again, there were a couple of empty seats at last year's event, in Perth. For those who bought tickets, went to the meet and greet, and then didn't go to the show at night, you missed out. Piper's Pit, some great matches, some fantastic stuff. Seen the Million Dollar Man, Teddy Biasi, and Roddy Piper in the ring together. Some really excellent stuff. So if you do buy a ticket, I urge you, please go to the show at night. I know some people, again, maybe a bit down on independent wrestling, but please check out the wrestling legends will make appearances during the show. So you want to see them in a ring in Scotland, bring your camera, take pictures. It will be fantastic to see them in the ring, whoever they are. I don't know. Before anybody says, I really genuinely don't know. I'm just a fan. I don't get told this stuff. That's SWE's business. They get, but I said, as soon as I know, I'll let other people know so they can get the chance to buy the tickets, which have been printed and they look good. It's blue with a globe on them because SWE put a picture up on the Facebook. You can keep up with the details on that. Facebook.com/SWE online. And it said, as soon as I get word on who the guests are and more information on Hell for Like that, I'll put it on this channel to let everybody watching this YouTube channel a chance to meet some of these legends, whoever they are. Two new legends, never been before in Scotland apparently. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But there's lots of rumours, lots of speculations about who's coming over. As soon as I know, I'll let everybody know, so that if they're legends that people want to meet, I'll give them as much chance as I can to buy the tickets. However, the SW will set it up this year. As I said, more information on that when and as I get it